All right. Brooke,
Bring
are you ready?
the thunder.
Are you ready, Brookie? You ready?
Sure.
You ready?
I don't know.
Is your crown in your shot?
I don't know.
Is your eyebrows straight?
They're always
Your
straight.
hair good?
It's always good.
All right. I just want to make sure.
It's in my contract.
I just want to make sure.
It's in my contract.
I just want to make sure.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
It's a Hawaii thing. Whoa. It's a Hawaii.
Welcome to another edition of It's a Hawaii Thing. I'm Lanai and that's Brooke Lee.
Hello.
This is a show that we talk about everything about Hawaii.
Yeah.
And connected to Hawaii. It's an awesome show.
It
Not
is?
because it's ours.
Well, that's part of it.
It's the highest rated podcast right now in Hawaii.
It's the only rated podcast.
That's right. That's why it's the highest rated. We have a great guest today.
We have the best guest
I was lucky
today.
enough for you to introduce me to him. I think it's been 2 years now.
Yes.
About 2 years,
About.
and we clicked
Because
like
you're
automatically.
Filipinos.
Well, and not only that, just because I'm a nice guy and he's a nice guy.
And you both have cooking show like bonding.
Yeah, it's true.
Cooking
This
network,
guy's
Food
resume
Network.
is really deep, and I'm just gonna give you a piece of it.
Okay.
But it will be the best introduction that he's ever had. He's been making people laugh for a long time. He grew up in San Francisco, one of my favorite cities. My heart is there.
Is it?
Well, that's what the song says.
Okay.
He was in theater for a very long time, but he's done shows like Roseanne,
Yes.
Seinfield, Dharma and Greg,
Uh-huh.
Friends.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous of. I got to
Yeah.
ask him about that. It's one of my favorite
that's
shows.
a good one.
He's done stuff with Jason Bateman, Rachel Truse, Half and Half, and UPN. I mean, the list goes on with this guy. He's doing some podcast stuff too as well, I hear.
On CBS.
We'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah.
He's known as America's GAYSIAN sweetheart.
Asian sweetheart. It's
Ladies and
trademarked.
gentlemen, please give it up for Alec Mapa.
Oh, thank you.
How's that
thank
introduction,
you.
brother?
That was wonderful. In my mind, I'm hearing thunderous applause.
Yes. But
that's
you've
just
led your
'cause
whole
I'm
life
me.
that way. So.
Yeah.
I have. And I'm honored to be on the highest rated podcast in Hawaii.
Kumusta?
I want to give a shout out to everybody at the Liliha Bakery.
Oh, yes.
That fabulous Japanese, remember that Japanese food court that you took me to?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
At
Yokocho.
Ala Moana? Oh, no,
Oh,
at Yokocho. At
yeah.
Yokocho and Waikiki.
Yes.
Yokocho and Waikiki.
We were there. We all went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could live there.
You could.
I could pull up a futon
Yeah.
and just live there
I
full
thought you
time.
said you were gonna move here or something like that, or have a place
God,
here.
from your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah.
I miss Hawaii so much. I think the thing is, I tell people once you make it to Hawaii, I tell this to people who've never been to Hawaii,
Yeah.
that once you go to Hawaii, once you spend the rest of your life trying to come back as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
It's a magical place. It's a spiritual place. I always feel like, oh, this is my magical Hawaii story. You want to hear it?
Yes,
Yes.
give it to us, please. Since
Okay.
you have a magical area that you're in right now,
Under the sea.
I'm under the sea.
Under the sea.
so
Yeah.
Hollywood, Alec.
Under the sea. So in 1999, I was broke. I literally had $60 in cash.
Okay.
And I said, I'd been, when you've been, I don't know if you've ever been broke for a super long time. You just get sick of being broke. Like I'm not living like a real person anymore.
Still going through it right now.
Right. Not you. So I put a ticket to Hawaii for Thanksgiving. Me and my sister went to Hawaii for Thanksgiving. I went with $60 in cash and the rest on a credit card. I spent Thanksgiving in Maui. I was so relaxed for the first time in at least 4 years. I came back. I had no idea how I was going to pay for the trip, how I was going to pay for the credit card. I had no job, nothing. That week, I was cast on a television show.
Oh, it's the mana from Hawaii.
See?
That
The week I
positive
got back
energy.
from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Good
week
for
I
you.
got back from Hawaii. And I never forgot that. So
What show was it?
It's who knows? 1990. It could have been Dharma and Greg.
Could have been.
Something from the 90s.
You people do so many shows that you don't even know and
Between
don't care
him
anymore.
and Amy Hill,
I know.
I'm telling you, they're like
always
the
working.
journeymen of acting. Like it's a job.
Next time you
Yeah.
come back, I need a little help with auditions. All I do
right.
is go to auditions.
Yeah.
I don't get nothing.
Alec doesn't audition anymore.
I am sure.
I do. What are
You
you,
just
talking
get
about?
phone
I'm still put on
calls.
tape.
Can you show up
Brooke
to
tells
film
me
next
that me and Amy auditioning is like a Jedi mind trick. We just kind of walk in and go, these are the droids are looking.
Well, I want to talk about some of these sitcoms that you've done. I have a lot of questions about them because I've never done one. So don't go anywhere because we got to take a little break. Is that okay?
Okay.
Well, real quick, is this where you live? Is that a fish tank behind you?
It's him with
Yes.
Ali'i. He's in Ali'i Cravali's back there.
Is that what it is?
Little Mermaid, yeah.
All right. That's so cool. All right. Welcome back to the podcast. It's a Hawaii thing. Alec Mapa is here. The superstar actor extraordinaire, Broadway. What do you like, being on stage or in front of the camera? Which one?
I like being in front of a camera in a scripted show because it's the easiest job you'll ever have.
Yeah.
It's a good
when you're
gig
on
if you can get it.
stage, I mean, Brooke knows this. When you're on stage, you have to engage the audience. You have to establish that rapport. And it takes 100% of who you are.
Yeah.
Now, when I was 24, I could do 8 shows a week on Broadway and survive and be fine. But now I would literally need like 48 hours of sleep.
Did you do any stand-up?
I did stand-up while I was in college.
Yeah.
And then I continued to do, I started doing stand-up again when I moved to Los Angeles, and I found out that there was no work for gay, Asian, Filipino people.
You think?
So,
oh my goodness.
So I started doing stand-up, and that's what got me sitcoms. That's what got me noticed. My last stand-up special was on Showtime.
Yes.
And it ran its 2-year contract on Showtime and is now available for free on YouTube.
Oh, we have to
so
go check it out.
generous of
Everyone
you.
check it out. You know, because I did stand-up. I still do stand-up. And then when I did my first theater thing, I loved it.
What do you mean by theater thing?
I did Grease. I played Vince Fontaine in Grease. It was the only thing that I've ever done in live, but it was amazing.
This?
I didn't tell anybody I did it. But it was here in Hawaii when Grease came to town.
Oh.
They had a couple of guests.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You should do Nutcracker.
You got bitten by the bug.
No, I did. But you know what? It's hard. You have to practice for like 4 months and rehearse, and that's what I didn't have time for.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the last time I did a play, I remember it was like maybe 10 years ago, and the night of the second performance, I literally felt like, are we doing this again? Didn't anybody see me last night? I was fantastic last night.
But the energy is just, it's like a drug, isn't it?
Yeah. But a sitcom gig is a great gig. A movie gig is a great gig.
Yeah.
You sit around all day. Somebody puts makeup and hair on you. You stand on the next.
Yes.
And you have food.
Okay.
And then you
have food, all the time.
You film your scene 3 or 4 times and then you're done.
Yeah. Let's talk about Roseanne. I want to know how was that working with Roseanne?
I think that she's. Let me preface this.
Just be honest.
I am nice.
Be honest. You can be honest.
I do think that she's mentally ill. I think that she always. Mentally ill, like seriously, like clinically. Yeah. Because she was basically offered her comeback. They got great ratings, and she blew it up. That
was nice of her to let the rest of the cast continue.
She didn't have to let them.
Well, she went to fight for them.
She also blew it up at a wrong time. You don't make anti-black statements when the president of the network is a black woman.
Well,
she pulled the plug on that show
very quickly. I know. You can't say anything these days like that at all. You cannot. Not like 10 years ago.
So
like local comedy is much different because we don't look at it that way.
Right.
How the mainland looks at it. I've been having this conversation a lot, especially with comedians, because comedians are the ones that are really tell it like it is, right? And then social media twists it all different ways and makes it look bad. That's the hard part about it.
But that's not what happened with her.
I know. I'm just saying in general.
That's not what happened with her. So I was cast in Roseanne in 1994. I was waiting tables at California Pizza Kitchen in Encino. And I went to an audition right after work, and I got it. So, here's the vibe. When you were a kid, did you ever go to a friend's house and the parents are yelling and the kid is just acting like they ignore it, but everybody's just kind of embarrassed?
Right.
Yeah, so that's what it was like. Like every time she entered a room, everybody would tense up.
Really?
Or, like when I was having my costume fitting, somebody in a walkie was going, "Oh, she's on her way. You got to get out of here." So it was kind of like she was going through a divorce. ABC hated her. They were always trying to censor her, and this was at the top of the game, right? So in her own defense, she was up against a lot.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, girl, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
This is a dream gig. I didn't sense any gratitude. I just sensed nonstop anger for whatever reason. But, at the same time, I'm not in her head, so I don't know what that means. But since then, hearing her talk about Trump conspiracies and hearing her support Alex Jones, I really do believe that she's
well, that's why Alex, she works at a Mac nut farm now.
Wow.
You guys got her. She lives.
We don't got her.
She's on the Big Island at a Mac nut farm.
Left.
We're gonna take a break and we'll argue this a little bit more. Don't go anywhere. It's a Hawaii Thing with Alec Mapa. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. Alec Mapa is hanging out with us, telling us Roseanne stories. I'm a little jealous because you did Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld is...
He did the holy trifecta. He did Roseanne, he did Seinfeld, and he did Friends.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Friends in a minute because I'm jealous about that too. But Seinfeld, to me, is my comedy, like Eddie, Seinfeld, and Andy Bumatai and Booga Booga. They're like my
Andy
gods.
Bumatai. I love Andy Bumatai.
But Seinfeld, how was that?
Great. The thing is, like, a sitcom gig is just the best gig you're ever going to have.
Yeah.
You work 5 days and then your mortgage is paid. And then I remember, Brooke remembers this, like whenever I'd get a job, my treat was we'd go to Chin Chin.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
really?
if you saw me eating at Chin
You're
Chin,
like, he booked.
Yeah, you booked something.
I booked something. I would celebrate by eating at a nice place.
Yeah.
To me, at that time, Chin Chin was a nice place. Seinfeld was very, very nice to me.
What did you do on Seinfeld?
I played somebody who worked at a YMCA. It was the pool boy episode.
Okay.
And as you look back at it now, it's a little classist. It's like Seinfeld is put off that the help is saying hello to him. And
wouldn't play today.
Wouldn't play today. It hasn't aged well. Like one person who's an ethic person says, "Hey, Jerry," and so everybody in the YMCA who formerly had been like not speaking to Jerry finally came up and was like, "Hey, Jerry, how are you? How's it going?" And he's just like,
How much does he ad lib?
It's all scripted.
But he doesn't give him a chance to, like, at the end, let me do it.
I think that Michael Richards, who has since also fallen out of favor, he would work on little bits forever and ever, and then they would have a take where they would go, "Okay, let's try something new. Let's just throw it away and see what happens." They cracked each other up all the time, which is really fun to see. This was the thing that I noticed for the very first time, what I never forgot about Seinfeld. When you work on a television show, you get a lot of swag. You get books, you get free stuff, you go to gifting suites where you basically, Brooke's gone to them with me.
Well, you're going to get some swag on this show, by the way, when we're done.
Oh, really?
But it's not like
it was nice talking to you both. I'll see you later.
He's getting good swag today.
So on Seinfeld, they had a table, a big gigantic table, and every 20 minutes, a package of swag would be dropped off from Universal Studios, tickets to a premiere, a hat, a product, perfume, a bottle of booze, so that by the end of the day, that table was literally groaning with merchandise.
Was that for all of you or just for him?
No, it was just for the main cast.
What's the meaning behind it?
Would gather all of that stuff
because they're sucking up to them. That's why they
want you to promote it.
It's like and this was before social media, but so it was like if you like have a picture of yourself taken with our product, you'll get X amount of stuff. So now that's turned into influencers on Instagram.
Right.
If you have a certain amount of followers, if you hold up a Bigfoot, then the Bigfoot company pay you for something.
Are you big with social media? Do you like social media?
I do like social media.
He's on the gram quite a bit.
I'm on the Instagram. I have an Instagram talk show every Friday called Girl Friday at 1 p.m. that Brooke was just on, and I use it to raise money for frontline workers and COVID-19 nurses in the ICU on the East Coast because they can't bring in their own food.
Yep.
And so many of them are Filipino, and if you're Filipino and you can't bring in your own food,
you grouchy.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing is I do this show every week, and people can tip me on a link in my profile, and that pays for nurses' food. We've been working with restaurants in New York that have been, charging us half price.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we over a month we've fed nearly 400 nurses.
Good for you.
And Lanai has a couple
Good
of
for
Filipino
you.
stores, restaurants in New York that he should probably hook you up with.
Yeah, you got it. And then I also do want to talk to you because you are sitting in the ocean about Pride for Philippines.
I am sitting,
We
they'll
talked
have to
about
send
this.
a scuba diver down. They have to get James Cameron in that submarine to come down.
Because we're gonna work together and raise some money to clean up the oceans in the Philippines for Pride for Philippines.
Yeah,
we talked about
we
this
have
a little bit.
to.
But anyways, I want to talk a little bit more about your career. But we're gonna take a quick break because I really need to know about the Friends cast.
Oh,
I really do.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, will we move into another decade anytime soon, or is this going to be all about
I'll
the
make sure of it.
nostalgia
If you'd
of
like
the
to,
90s?
Alec Mapa
make
is
sure.
Because
hanging out with
I
us.
have done things since then.
It's a
and
Hawaii
the more
thing.
we talk about the 90s,
Yes.
I don't know if you know showbiz thing, it makes me sound like a bigger loser the longer we talk about stuff that happened 20
No,
years
we didn't
ago.
even put a timestamp on it. We'll
I
be right
will
back.
tell
Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to It's a Hawaii Thing. Alec Mapa is hanging out with us, and we were talking about Seinfeld and Roseanne, all these great shows.
in my Ari
you
South
have done.
t-shirt.
Oh,
yes, you're in
Beautiful.
Couture Ari Sal.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out to
love this
Ari.
shirt.
Yes.
I live in this shirt.
I gave him that for Christmas.
Well, we'll get you another
yeah.
one.
Yeah, if they want to send me more,
We'll send you more.
find me.
Drop that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll put it on Brooke's tab. Tell us about Friends. What did you do on Friends, and how was that experience?
Well, Friends was very funny. I had just, it was produced by people that I had just worked with, and they wanted me to come in and audition. And I had just worked with them. I had just worked with the producers.
Story of your life,
and
though,
it was,
bro.
And it was one line.
So
and this is
annoying.
back in the day
It's so
before we
annoying.
could record ourselves, manually. And I said, listen, I was on a set with you 5 minutes ago. This is what my agent said. He was on a set with him 5 minutes ago. That's his audition.
Yeah.
He's not going to drive down to do
Oh, that's
one
awesome.
line.
Good for you.
Because you just
Worked
worked
with
with
him.
him.
Yeah.
So they gave it to me.
Boom.
Good for you.
Drop the
No,
Because I was like, I just did a series regular role on your pilot that you wrote.
Yeah.
And now less than 5 days later, you're
hoops.
making me
Always with the hoops.
Who did you work
So-
with? Which character did you work with?
I worked with a very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was a
So
baby.
cute.
Uh-huh.
He was 12 years old.
So cute.
And then I worked with my dear friend. This is where I met Morgan Fairchild.
Oh, wait, this
Oh,
is a
really?
pilot you're talking about. He's talking about on Friends.
On Friends.
Oh, the pilot on Friends.
Yeah.
On Friends, I worked with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Morgan Fairchild, and I met the whole cast and everything. But the pilot was so long ago, I don't even remember who was on
No,
it.
he wants to know who you worked with on Friends. Which
Which character?
all of them.
Oh,
All
you
of
did a
them.
scene with all of them.
No, I was there at the read through, so I saw all of them up close. They were all painfully thin. No, like the girls look thin on camera. Like Monica looks like here's the thing. If somebody looks skinny on television,
They're
oh
emaciated.
yes, they're very yes.
in real life
They're
they look like a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look like a stick with a round
Head.
thing.
That's
on
why
top.
every time someone sees me, they go, "Wow, you lost a lot of weight."
Wow, what happened to you?
I'm round. I'm round. I'm roly poly.
Wow.
No,
What
so
do
so
you-
who's your favorite friend?
What's that joke? What's like the camera adds 10 pounds?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
cameras were
Yeah,
on you?
yeah.
How many?
Four.
Which friend do you like the most? Who's your favorite?
Well, I've since worked with Lisa Kudrow, and I really like her a lot.
I have a
think
great
she's very
story about
talented.
Lisa.
I didn't get a chance to
I like
really
her.
hang out with anybody else. At the time, Matthew Perry was hooked on painkillers.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
didn't really
Give us
get a
all the
chance to
dirt,
get to know
Alec.
him. Stop!
Who-
Stop, please. It was in all the papers. I'm not telling tales out
All
of
right.
school.
Let's revisit all these things.
So I had one line. It was more turkey, Mr. Chandler, because it was in a flashback where Chandler finds out that his
Thanksgiving.
dad's housekeeper
It's a Thanksgiving episode.
is sleeping with his dad.
Nice.
So every Thanksgiving, people send me that meme. It's
Yeah.
now a meme. More turkey.
You're a
Mr. Chandler.
meme.
Is it really? I gotta
I'm a
go
meme,
find
yeah.
that.
You're a
Yeah.
meme.
So I was on a
If-
plane with Lisa.
Oh yeah.
Yes, didn't know who she was for the whole flight. Talked to her.
Oh.
She talked to me. Played with her kid. We
Oh.
landed. I helped her with her luggage. She went away. Everybody at the airport was taking their cameras out, and I thought it was for me.
Oh.
Wow.
I didn't know it was her. She was a sweetheart.
How do you know it wasn't for you?
Because-
Exactly.
No, it wasn't
could
for
have been
me.
for you.
But here's the
Okay.
cool thing: we were on Lanai. We landed in Lanai. So we caught a mainland flight and then got on the same inter-island flight. So I thought it was for me.
you, because you're the famous son of Lanai.
But then the black car came, the limousine, and picked her up.
I'm so homesick for Hawaii now.
Yeah, anyway.
I've never been to Hawaii long enough to feel like I want to leave. Every time I leave, feels like
You're
a
sad.
Short.
Yeah.
That's usually what
I think the
happens.
saddest place on earth is the departure lounge in Hawaii.
The saddest place on earth.
Lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the saddest place on earth.
That's a great way to put it.
It is.
Are you still doing stand-up, Alec?
Not now.
I'm doing it virtually, which is weird. I do a show called Uncabaret here in Los Angeles. Last week we had a Zoom party to celebrate Sandra Bernhardt's birthday, and I was part of that. But it's weird because I'm literally talking the way we are right now, but I can't hear the audience.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, I feel like for 5 minutes or my 10 minutes, I'm just like,
this COVID thing's gonna ruin stand-up. It's gonna ruin it.
It's hard.
You need that energy.
It's hard.
But good things are happening.
What are you doing
I did
now?
Worst Cooks in America with Morgan Fairchild.
I finally got to watch that.
You finally got to watch it?
Yeah, it's funny. It's good. I mean, even though you make it really alive.
Can we just be clear though? You were a ringer because you can cook.
Yeah, and so was Tanya.
Really?
Tanya Harding can cook?
Did you watch the movie?
She didn't watch the movie.
She's been killing rabbits and skinning them since she was 3 years old.
We have to wrap this up for the television portion of the show, but we will come back.
Stay around though, because
hang around. I want to thank you for joining us, Alec Mapa, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for
Thank you so much for the full episode of this podcast. Go check out our website at itsahawaiithing.com.
Are we done?
No, we're not.
Wait, okay,
we're never done.
We'll see you
Let
next
me do
time.
one plug real quick.
Go ahead, hurry.
Okay, I'm on HBO Max now. Doom Patrol, which was formerly on the DC Universe, is now on HBO. So I am an HBO actor now, officially.
You're going to go to all the suites.
I hope so.
Thank you, Alec Mapa.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the podcast. It's a Hawaii thing. Alec Mapa is hanging out with us. This is the
extras.
The extras, yeah.
The extras.
Alec, you were before we left. You were talking about this HBO thing you're doing. What is it?
Yes, I am on a show that was premiered last year or 2 years ago on the DC Universe, which was a pay-per-view thing. And now the show that I was on, Doom Patrol, which is based on a DC comic, is now showing on HBO.
Oh, that's
and
so cool.
I play a villain called Animal Vegetable Mineral Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and just to be clear, he had no idea what any of that was.
I don't have any idea what that is.
And so who did he call?
Called you?
My nerd of a husband who Cliff noted it for him, and then he went in and nailed the audition.
Yeah.
Oh, so you knew nothing about, for the audition, you knew nothing about it.
Well, I had to go. I knew of Doom Patrol as a kid, but that was 700 ago.
Yeah.
So I went to Brooks' husband, and he basically put me through DC Comic School
boot camp.
Briefed me on all the characters, who Doom Patrol was. They preceded the X-Men by 5 years. It was originally all these mutants who lived in a mansion who their caretaker was a man in a wheelchair. All of those artists defected to
I see. I don't know none of this either.
And then it became X-Men.
Are the Ninja Turtles a part of this thing?
No.
No.
Continue. Sorry.
So I arrived at the audition. Matt Lucas was there. You might know him from Little Britain. He's a kind of heavy, bald British actor. And I basically thought, oh, well, fuck it. He's got it. Oh, I can't swear.
It's fine. It's YouTube.
You're good.
I said, he's got it. This guy's got it. There's really no point. So I just went in and did what I wanted to do, which was play somebody who was super excited about getting superpowers from some Nazi in Paraguay. So, ta-da! Like so excited. But I played it like I had been on Oprah's Favorite Things, and I had just won a car. I came in with that level of excitement and anticipation. And then I didn't hear anything for 2 weeks, and then I got it.
Wow.
So booked it.
When you get a script, do you sit with somebody, or do you, like your acting coach or anybody, and you say, what do you think this person is? No. Or do you come up with it yourself?
Well, the first thing you have to do when you get a script is
I just want to know what he does. Like, what do you do?
A lot of people complicate it. What I do is I look at a script and I say, this is happening to me.
Okay.
Whatever this person is saying on the page, it could be a doctor, it could be a fireman, but I go, it's happening to me.
Okay.
So how would I act if this were happening to me, if I were in the moment and I had a gun held to me? What would happen to me if I had to help bury a dead body? Or what would happen to me if I was working behind, like I get cast as a lot of rude waiters or mean hotel clerks. So I was like, what would make me mean? What would make me mean is I'm exhausted. I've had a terrible day. I haven't eaten. I've dealt with nothing but assholes all day long. Yeah. And then now you come up to me asking where your room is. It's like you're catching me at the wrong time. So that I kind of put myself in the given circumstances so that I can then just kind of like act.
Okay. I get it.
And that's why he books, because nobody can be Alec Mapa.
Right, of course.
That's true.
And no wonder I don't get any gigs.
And no one's tried.
What's the show that you've done that you just love and you wish you could keep doing it?
The show that I did that I love.
Or is there a show that you want to do?
I had so much fun on Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betty, yes.
Ugly Betty was
Some of
a
my
groundbreaker.
best friends was fun for me.
Some of my best friends was an absolute blast. Brooke was my buddy. That was my very first sitcom that went to air. Yeah. And I was absolutely terrified. It was like finally I'm doing a series. So Brooke was my security animal.
I was his support animal.
Oh, you were in the show?
I was his support dog. I just went with him to set.
Yeah.
I was his handler.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, she would sit with me on set. We would sit off to the side at stage 25 at Paramount, right on Melrose. And in between scenes, I didn't go back to my dressing room like people normally do. I would go to the side of the sit-off camera and sit with Brooke. And I would just be like, all right, I'm just going to sit quietly and be prepared. And she came to all tapings. We only taped 5, but she came to every single one of them.
No, I knew he needed me there to calm him down and keep him focused. So I went.
Yeah, but you got to know also that in 1999, 1992, there's a whole section of the 90s where Brooke and I were literally joined at the hip.
Yeah. I know she's talked about that before.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Desperate.
She lived right down the hill from me, so we would literally wake up in the morning and go, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know this until Brooke told me, but you did Desperate Housewives. And I watched the first season and I really liked it. I was hooked on it, and then I never watched it after that. How many seasons did they do?
Like 4? No, 3? How many?
I was on seasons 2 or 3 or 3 and 4.
What'd you do on Desperate Housewives?
I played Eva Longoria's best friend.
Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. I met her at a bar one time.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she's like 4'2", but she's beautiful.
But like he said, she's like My Little Pony. Like she had an entire world that just was surrounding her at every take.
She's like, I need to blink, and they put water in her eyes.
And they would just like, always be propping
Yeah, she looked like a doll.
Yeah, my friend Gabor was her hairdresser, and he's 6'6". So whenever he brushed her hair, and she's like 5 feet tops, whenever he brushed her hair, I said it looked like she was playing with a Bratz doll. He was just kind of holding her in his hand, just a little.
Was she nice? That's what I want to know.
Lovely.
Yeah, she's
absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Ava has an interesting story. She's from Texas, and her mother is a special education teacher because she has a sister with special needs. Oh. And so she's kind of like a regular Texas girl. She came to Los Angeles. She didn't know anything about acting. She didn't know anything about being a set. So she goes, how do I educate myself?
Really?
She got work as an extra on Ally McBeal.
Dang.
Really?
She was an extra weekly on Ally McBeal whenever they had a courtroom scene. And then she was there so much that the other actresses were saying, I don't want her in my shot.
Really?
She's too pretty. I don't want whoever that is. Put her behind a wall. I don't want her in this
She's
thing.
Pulling focus.
She was. So the guys were fine with it, but
course.
She said that she used her time on Ally McBeal to find out, action means this. They're using that kind of lens. They're doing like she's a learner. She absorbed everything. Yeah. So she ended up directing some of Desperate Housewives towards the end. She directs now. She also went back and got a graduate degree in Latino Studies.
Do you keep in touch with her?
After Desperate Housewives, so she's brainy, that one.
Do you keep in touch with her?
I haven't kept in touch with her. No. My good friend Mark Cherry has, so I always send my regards to her.
He's good friends with the guy who created it.
All right, let's go, Alec. I'm coming to LA. We'll have dinner and call her, and we'll set it up. She's divorced now, right?
No, she's remarried with a little boy.
You're star obsessed.
No, I'm not at all.
He's stalker.
You are celeb obsessed.
No, I'm jealous.
I'm not going to let you near her.
I had my time with her.
whatever.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes.
Okay.
We actually
beautiful.
had a conversation. Yeah. Did I lose you? There we go. I can hear you now. Can you hear us, Alec?
You cut out for a little bit.
Okay.
I am.
Now,
you know, since the quarantine, I've been cooking nonstop, and I now I did the on the New York Times cooking site on YouTube. There's a Filipino chef. She's absolutely gorgeous. She does a coconut chicken adobo.
Dang.
Where she braises the chicken in coconut vinegar, soy sauce, and coconut milk. And it is the most delicious thing.
I'm going to tell you, I just did a thing 2 weeks ago for CNN, and they wanted a recipe. I did a coconut pork adobo.
Ooh.
In an Instapot.
Oh.
Yes. I'll send you the recipe.
Instapot.
It's really good. Very tender.
Oh, how long did it take in the Instapot?
Like an hour.
I got to get me one of those.
It's so cool.
You don't have an Instapot yet?
You should get one.
I don't have an Instapot.
Huh.
Yeah, you got.
I still have that old rice cooker you gave me.
Really?
That gigantic old rice cooker. I still have that. Yeah.
One of these?
Yeah. No, the rice cooker I gave him is bigger because
it's massive. It's the 10
cup.
Asian size.
Yeah, I gave him like a 10 cup one.
Don't ask me why we have a rice cooker in the studio.
Because you're flexing and you're trying to be all like, I'm so cool.
I'm trying to get them to be my sponsor, saying get a free rice cooker.
Because you whip up rice in between.
So
podcasts.
What else do you cook, Alec?
Like,
we got to get you on the cooking show.
Yeah.
I cook a lot of Italian food, a lot of pastas. I'm trying a new recipe this week that I found on Jamie Oliver that is prawns with squid ink pasta.
Oh,
you're doing squid ink?
Yeah.
Man, you must be bored.
Yeah. I know, I am bored.
That's next
I'm
level.
baking. That's why I'm fat. I'm eating bread.
You're not fat.
Oh my God, girl.
You're big boned.
I don't know why when you say it's funny. You're not fat.
Because, I was living the personal trainer fantasy before all of this happened.
But the minute you guys start filming again, you're going to go into beauty queen mode and you will you'll lock it up because you always do.
Are you doing the full on I'm staying home, I'm not plastic bubble?
I haven't. I've sheltered in place. We haven't left, and there's been no leadership on this at all. And all the protocols that are supposed to be in place for us to be in reopening phases have not happened in California. The cases were supposed to go down for 2 weeks.
Right.
They've been going up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because on Memorial Day,
protesting too,
on Memorial Day, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, everybody went to the beach.
Right. Yeah.
No masks. Everybody went out, and then now, also everybody went to the protests, and they were all tear gassed. Yeah. And those tears aren't going to stay in place; they're going to fly all over the place. So we're in trouble. It's not good.
Yeah. What? Are you in LA? Are you in Hollywood? Or are you outside?
I'm in LA.
You're in Santa Monica adjacent, I see.
Yes. I'm in Los Angeles. I live in Northeast LA. I live inland because when Brooke and I lived in Hollywood, it was too much pressure.
Yeah.
Like we used to dress up to go to the grocery store.
You gotta tell people our secret.
She still does that here.
Brooke and I, this is the funniest story. I'm going to tell this. So Brooke and I, there's the big movie theater that used to be like the big parade of people to be seen and seen was the ArcLight.
Oh, right. I love the ArcLight.
You dressed up to go to the ArcLight, but you had to dress up looking like you didn't dress up. Like I just happened to have on this amazing outfit that I just threw. Yeah. Meanwhile, everybody's worked together, worked on their outfit for hours.
Yeah. Isn't that the first theater that served liquor?
Maybe.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So everybody's in full beat. Everybody's in full hair. Brooke and I are watching a movie. I forgot what movie it is. And we saw a director that she wanted to avoid. We are like, oh my God, I'm not going to mention names. He's here. That's that person. I don't like him. How do we get out of here? And there was only one exit. There was only one exit that went out. But I said, Brooke, look over there. And there was an emergency exit. So we snuck out of the emergency exit, and then we were like lost
in the bowels of the ArcLight.
That's what's
we
crazy
were in the
about
skeleton of the ArcLight. Like there were all these different hallways and stairwells.
We almost died.
And then, but we were like terrified. We were running because we wanted to get outside before this guy got outside. So finally, the door opens onto the street, and we're literally like one of the side streets, and we're away from everything. And I think we ended up running back to the car. But that was a particular Hollywood moment of what to do when you want to avoid somebody at the ArcLight. Use the emergency exit.
Can you imagine the movie theaters went from what was it, 40 million a month last year to zero?
Yeah, because you can't go.
Can you imagine what's going to happen? Are these guys going to stay open?
Streaming. Everybody's
you know what I mean? It's so sad.
And what's scary about that is that several movies that have gone to streaming, that went immediately streaming, made more money than they would have had it been.
Well, definitely the actors do. I mean, look at these stand-up comics on Netflix getting $20 million to do a 45-minute special or whatever. That's crazy.
That's not film. But that reminds me, because we need to talk about Mulan. Let's talk about Mulan for a second, because Mulan they pushed the date, and there's a local boy in the show, Jason Scott Lee. But tell everybody what you did with Mulan, because it's important.
Was a cultural script consultant.
Oh, how awesome gig is that?
Boom.
They had a bunch of Asian actors and writers and producers come in for a script reading of Mulan. And anytime we felt that something wasn't authentically Asian or seemed kind of like, that sounds like a white person wrote it, we would raise a red flag. So the very first thing we read was in one of the scenes, in the hero shot, Mulan standing in a wheat field and her hair is blowing and her father comes up behind her, was played by Tai Ma. Remember Tai?
Yeah.
And he says to her, puts his hands on her shoulder and says, "I'm very proud of you, daughter." And then all of a sudden, all the Asian hands in the room went, no.
That doesn't happen.
Right.
That don't happen.
It would be in a look where she wasn't looking. It would be in an extra portion of rice. Yeah. It would be in some kind of discreet kindness to demonstrate that he was proud of her.
True.
But there are no gold stars. There are no gold stars.
Not for a Chinese daughter.
Nope.
Yeah. That's so true.
In Imperial
Doesn't
China.
Happen.
So there were a lot of things like that, and it was super, super fun to do. And the movie is beautiful. I got to see an advanced screening.
Oh, you saw it already?
Yeah. I was invited to advanced screening. People are going to be very happy. Okay. It was directed by the woman who directed Whale Rider.
Oh, yeah. A great movie.
Yeah, which is kind of very much the same story as Mulan. It's this girl who has the spirit, who has the chi, but she's looked down upon because she's a girl.
Yeah.
And it's very much, in this version of Mulan, they didn't want to give her any magical powers. They didn't want to give her any superpowers. It's that she is aligned with her chi to the point where she can do impossible things.
Right.
Who's playing Mulan?
Gravity.
Who's playing Mulan?
Mulan, well, I don't know her name right off the bat.
They got an unfamiliar, not somebody.
We have to go to the IMDb.
Yeah.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
She's like a Chinese star, correct?
She's a Chinese star.
Yeah, from China.
Hold, please.
It's okay.
Who's the local boy in it?
Jason
Scott Lee.
Oh, Jason's wonderful.
Yeah.
Jason plays a wonderful villain. I don't know why he hasn't been.
Jason played the best Bruce Lee of all time. I did. ESPN just came out with the 30-30 and Bruce Lee special.
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away, and I'm surprised they didn't use Jason in any of it. But it was
Yifei
awesome.
Liu. Her name is Yifei Liu.
Liu.
And they've also added another villain who wasn't in the Disney version, a sorceress, and she's played by Gong Li.
Gong Li.
That's
very Chinese. You talk about cooking and stuff. I want to go back to that. Where do you eat Filipino food in LA?
Where do I get Filipino food in LA? Well, like New York, Filipino food is becoming very trendy here.
Yes.
So there's a lot of places that are popping up. One very popular place in Silver Lake that's good to go. It's just wonderful. If it's open, if it's going to stay open. It's called Mamsur.
Charles.
Mamsur.
It's going to stay open, and it's open right now. I want to set you up with Charles. I want to introduce you to Charles. We just did a thing for CNN in the Philippines for a month.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
He's amazing.
A line,
but you have Filipino food right around the block from you. Like
I know.
But you want,
Like he has a literal Filipino place that you took me to, right? Right around by
that's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
That was gone.
So did you eat at Mamsur yet?
I've eaten at Mamsur. It's delicious.
Isn't he cool?
I feel weird. I have a weird relationship with eating Filipino food in a restaurant because it's like my mom made this.
My mom makes pancit.
But she never gave me a check.
That was the biggest discussion that we've had. We did this whole thing with him and Tom Coonan, the other Filipino chef from New York or Washington, and the whole thing was about when people come to Filipino restaurants, everyone complains like it's not like my mom's or my mom.
But
people
white people aren't saying that.
But people don't. People
that.
don't realize there's 7,000 islands in the Philippines, and there's 50 ways to cook adobo. You know what I mean?
But they're also like Filipinos are also like, why is it plated like this?
Yeah.
Why are you just? What's the garnish? What are you doing?
Just throw it on the plate on the rice, right?
I know it should be on a paper plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the backyard.
What kind of food?
And it should look like Thanksgiving, like the
mounds and mounds of food.
What do you like to eat in Hawaii?
Everything. I like ahi poke. I like malasadas. I like any kind of tropical drink because they're really strong there. Very heavy pour in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Everybody's tired, so we just
Yeah.
I eat a lot of pig in Hawaii.
It's a lot. When I made Kahlua in LA, like it was him and Amy Hill. Yeah. They would both be like, they had spider sense. Are you making Kahlua today? What? Are you making Kahlua?
You gotta come up.
And then I have to drop it off.
That. Yeah. Filipinos, this is a fact. We have a great, I don't know if it's about people in Hawaii too. We have a great sense of smell because of the trade winds.
Of course.
Like I can smell somebody cooking Kahlua pig in New Jersey.
And you can smell vinegar. Filipinos can smell vinegar from a mile away.
Vinegar, of course, vinegar. Yeah. But Hawaiian food does Dave's Hawaiian Ono still exist?
You mean Ono's on Kapahulu?
Ono's, yeah.
No, so the family retired. They went like 60 years too. No, but we have Helena's.
There's other places.
We have some really good Hawaiian food.
I had a Maui onion there that tasted like an apple.
Oh, yes. We ate it with Hawaiian salt. I am going to send you just a bottle, and you only need 2 tablespoons in a crock pot with a pork butt, and it's going to taste like the Kahlua pig out of the ground.
That's what I made in LA.
Yeah.
That's how I made it.
Is that liquid smoke?
Yeah. No, this is not liquid smoke.
Oh, he's patenting something.
No, I'm going to give you something. You're going to love this.
Special sauce.
It's going to be like it came out of Brooke's backyard, out of the ground.
Oh,
even my friends go, "Did you emo a pig?" They don't know that it came out of the crock pot.
It's a secret.
Yes.
You're secret saucing something.
We had our honeymoon. My husband and I had our honeymoon in Kauai, and we didn't eat at any fancy places. Wherever we saw local people going, wherever we saw there was a line,
that's the way to do it.
I'm going there. Yep. So we had a week of eating plate lunches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
When you come back here, I'm going to take you on my food tour. I do a food tour every day. Yeah, you're going to love it.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
For sure. You said you were coming back like 10 times.
Yeah, but you can't because of the COVID.
You can come. COVID. You can still come.
But he'll have to be in place for 14 days.
I know people. I'll get you a media pass.
Stop talking. You're on air.
Oh, my gosh.
What is
ruin that
happening?
Did we just ruin that?
This is like Trump.
Plausible deniability.
Alec, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise, I really miss you guys.
I miss you. I hope to see you soon. We have some gifts for you too, by the way.
Oh yeah, here's a sample.
Just a little peek up. We got a basket for you.
We're gonna put
a bunch of snacks,
a bunch of enjoy stuff, all coming your way. All coming your way.
You're the first guest to be excited and clap for the snacks.
Because he's local and he knows.
And I'm Filipino and I love free stuff. And food. If you can find any of those Japanese seaweed crackers with the seaweed,
we have some of those for you too. We have that for you too.
The arare.
Yeah, I like that.
It's all
and
in there.
What else can I ask for? I'd like some puka shells.
Right behind you, there's puka shells. You got to pick them yourself. Alec,
I gotta go swim for it.
Alec, anything else you want to tell everybody you're doing right now or is coming out soon?
Yeah, you watch me on HBO. Doom Patrol. Oh, I didn't mention this. Doom Patrol is the only DC Universe show which transferred to HBO.
Oh.
Really?
Because they felt it lined up. The writing is so good. I'm not a superhero person.
Me either.
And I love the show.
Really?
It's a good show.
I
watched it.
Then.
It's
so
good. It's really good.
It stars Diane Guerrero,
Matt
Brendan
Bomer,
Fraser, Matt Bomer, my lover Matt Bomer, Joy Van Wade, Timothy Dalton.
I forgot.
Oh, really?
Timothy Dalton's in that. I totally
That's a name right there. Well,
absolutely.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it's a terrific cast, and it's perfect for right now because there are people there are superheroes who are being attacked for being different.
Oh.
There are superheroes who are being attacked for being misfits, and they're all being traumatized by that. So it kind of fits in politically.
And can I tell you before we go real quick, I've cried during 2 movies.
Uh-oh.
The first one was The Champ when his father passed away because it was the same time my dad passed away.
Schroeder.
Yeah, and then I didn't cry again until Marley and Me, which you were in.
Joking?
Oh yes.
I'm not joking. I don't even have a dog.
Compare Champ to Marley?
No, it was 20 years separated. But this is what happened. I'm on an airplane, and I've never seen the movie, never heard of it. I just pulled it up because Jennifer Aniston's name popped up, and I'm watching it, and I'm bawling like a baby watching this thing. I didn't know you were in it.
That movie too.
I know. All right, Alec.
I was on a plane once too, and I was like, oh, Marley and Me's on, I'm going to watch. And then I took off my headsets. I could hear the entire plane going.
Yeah, but there was people next to me crying too, so I assumed they were watching Marley and Me too. Hey, we love you, man. Thank you so much for being on the show.
You.
Love you guys.
You take care.
Jamie and Zion. Mwah.
All right.
Aloha.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alec Mapa, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a Hawaii thing. Whoa. It's a Hawaii thing.